Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Agility on the Road podcast. I'm so happy you are joining me today. I'm spending the winter in Fuerteventura, in the Canary Islands, lost in the Atlantic Ocean, and I'm sending you all warm greetings. I have a very special guest for this episode, someone who has been a part of the agility world for a long time. Jan Egil Eide from Norway. Jan started with agility in the early 90s, first as a competitor before eventually becoming a judge and a trainer. He was one of those influential figures who helped bring more of that flow into the courses we see nowadays. His courses are known to be open, fast, challenging, and most importantly, safe for the dogs. I can personally say that my own approach to judging and course design has been deeply influenced by his style and agility philosophy. Jan Egil has judged all around the world over the past years, with a major highlight being his appointment as a judge at the Agility World Championship in 2022 in Austria. Agility is not all about the winning, but in this case, I would love to mention that Jan Egil was also competing at the highest level, taking second place at the Agility World Championship in 2008 and winning the European Open in 2010. I am mentioning it especially because this was a time when courses were quite different than they are now. There was way less space between the consecutive obstacles, and he still managed to be on the podium with his Malinois circus, which is truly impressive. Jan is also the person behind the Norwegian Open, a tournament which is one of the largest and most important in Europe and has a great tradition since it first started in 2011. It was my pleasure to talk to him about his agility journey and his experience, and I believe that you will enjoy it as well. Before we dive into our talk, I want to invite you to join the Agility on the Road newsletter. Just head over to agilityontheroad.com to subscribe and get my latest updates on life on the road and mindful agility tips. And with this being said, let's dive into the episode itself.
And of course, we are in Norway, and during winter it's quite dark, so it just reflects.
So we are authentic.
We are very authentic.
we should maybe even turn off the lights completely, no?
Yeah, I can have just candles.
Romantic and authentic.
Yes, that's how we do it in Norway.
Now it's end of January, right? How many hours of a daylight do you have there?
It's still daylight, so maybe in the north they have like 0.
That has to be fun.
Yes, so they have some light, but I'm not totally sure how much. But yeah, not so much. But where I live, we have maybe, like working hours, and it's still daylight. I think in an hour it's dark.
And you are in a level of Helsinki somehow, or not?
Yeah, I think approximately. And
So
the upside is, of course, in the summer. Then it's dark just a few hours in the middle of the night, and we have light really late. So yes, I think we are used to it, so we don't mind so much. It's just how it is.
yeah, exactly. Like you just get used to, or you move, right?
You take your van and you just go south.
So easy as it is.
Exactly.
So, hello, Jan Egil Eide. Tell me how your friends call you. Should I use Jan Egil Eide all the time? It's pretty long, no?
It's pretty long. And my friends, in Norway, they call me Jan Egil. So it's like 2 names. So that's what I've used to. And I think it's quite common in Norway. When you have 2 names, we use both. And outside Norway, we made it a little bit shorter. So mostly just Jan, because it's just easier. So, but I am okay with both. So I will really react to whatever. But the last name, since I know you a little bit from earlier, let's skip the last name, please. So Jan is good.
And how your grandmother called you?
Jan Egil.
How is it like? Jan
Jan
Egil
Egil.
as well.
Ah, yeah.
You don't have the cuter way how to call, like in Slovakia, the grandmothers or even mothers are calling the babies in a cuter, like for example, I was Vendushka.
Mm. Vendushka, I like it.
Nice to meet you.
No, well, not so much. It's not so common to make these names, I think, in Norway and to have like shorter names. I think already if we go to our neighbor in Sweden, it's much more common to shorten names. Like this, our colleague judge Jokke Tangfeldt. So his name is not
Mhm.
Jokke, his name is Joachim.
I see.
Yes.
Here we go.
Yes. So if you are Joachim, then you are right away you are Jokke. So I think more common there. So
I
Jan
see.
Egil, no cute grandmother name. Sorry.
Jan Egil, where are you sitting right now? Where we can find you in this moment?
I'm at my home in Norway. I live 1 hour outside Oslo in the countryside. So
Mhm.
outside my window, it's forest and hills and countryside.
Do you have some neighbors around?
I have neighbors. I think nearest neighbor is maybe 100 meters from my house, and not so many people are living in my street. So it's kind of
Amazing.
neighbors. Yes, I think for my kind of life with dogs and stuff, it's really super because I don't have to worry like to annoy the neighbors because they are
Mhm.
not so close. So for the
I
dog life, it's good.
Are you the lucky one of those who has a agility field in a garden?
I do. I do.
Nice, beautiful.
So actually in the summer we have we have summer camps. From my house to the field it's maybe 50 meters. We
You
even
have summer camps in your garden.
summer camp in my garden because I have a
Amazing.
field and I have also like a big field for parking and camping and stuff. And we
Mhm.
also do official competitions in my garden in the summertime.
That's cool.
Yes,
You don't spend so much money on a fuel, right?
exactly. Or the rent for hiring like an arena or something. So it's really nice because then the judges I host them in my house and then we have from breakfast we can just walk to the field and efficient, nice and a
That's cool.
little bit like laid back and not so serious and everything is just nice Norwegian summer and nice.
And how is the agility community in Norway? How I should imagine it? Like majority of the competitions and the people who compete are based around Oslo, or you are guys spread all over the country?
We are spread all over the country, but I think like the center, agility center is Oslo and around Oslo. And also I would say south, like a couple, 2, 3 hours west and south from Oslo. There we have like an arena. Some of you might know Kine Eimjellen. So she have
Mhm.
built an arena. So it's very much in the countryside, but it's like uh, big agility resource. A lot of people are going there for training and for competitions. So yeah, so I would say like 2, 3 hours around Oslo. But we have agility also like all around the country. I was last weekend in Bodø, so that's maybe 1,000 kilometer north. So
Wow.
they have, and it was winter outside, and they have like an indoor arena and happy people doing agility, even if they are a little bit like far away from everything, I would say.
How many people were competing there?
I think I had 70 runs per day. So it was grade 1, 2, 3.
Mhm.
So probably it was 25, 30 dogs approximately.
And this is normal there?
At this time of year, yes. I think in the summer when it's easier to travel, maybe people from a little bit more far away would go also because in the north it's not so many competitions. For some, I think in the north they are also used to like traveling because it's really huge distances, so they don't mind so much. So if they live like 5, 6, 7 hours away, it's no problem to go there for a weekend competition. But maybe in the winter it's like harder because you never know with the roads and the snow and the winter. So in the summer, I would guess maybe double, maybe.
It's even impressive that they organize the competition for the 30 people, because I can imagine that in many places organizers would not take so much effort to organize it for such a low amount. But it can be like what you are used to as well, right? Like if you are used to have 100 people in a competition, then you would not bother with 30. But if you are happy to have even 30.
Yes, I agree. But I think it's super. I think it's really amazing that they do this. And maybe, in the end of the weekend, when they sum up with money and everything, maybe it's like zero, because when
Mhm.
you have to pay a little bit for the judge and you have to pay for the prices and everything. But still, they do it because it benefits everyone coming there to compete. So I think it's not all about the money. It's also just creating something fun for the local community.
It's bringing me in my memories to maybe like year 2000, 2000 till 2005, when I was starting with agility, and the competitions were like this, like 40, 50 people. And I can imagine that the organizers didn't get much of it, money wise, but it was exactly because we wanted to agility keep going. We wanted to connect, we wanted to meet. And it was, of course, there was competition, but I remember that growing in this small s- this small world, it was like we were like family.
Yes.
Yes, it was about competition, but it was as well like to hang up with all the time the same people, and so familiar feeling.
Yes, I agree. I must say, after all these years, and I judged some big competitions and some big opens, I find it super fun and charming and cool also to judge these small competitions. They have just like a different atmosphere somehow. They are always nice. Maybe ambitions is like a little bit lower. So even
Mhm.
if maybe something is not according to the plan, or something goes a little bit slow, or maybe results is not what you were hoping for, still they are able to keep, this super nice atmosphere. So yeah, I like it. It's I think for a judge it's a super experience, even if it's not like a big open competition with 500
Mhm.
dogs. I like it.
And it's actually very nice. We all, like human beings, we are evolving somehow. And like we were starting with those small competitions. Then like we wanted to experience something more, something bigger, something more exciting. And then you realize, and then you experience it, and you realize that actually, yeah, it's still just agility. And
Yes.
so you could happily and with a peace on your mind, in your heart, come back to those small familiar competitions.
Maybe it's a full circle experience. Maybe.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you have a full circle experience of agility, right? You are the competitor, you are a trainer, and the judge as well. What you'd say that it's for you, the one what is the closest to your heart?
I think this is something that all the time changed, because it used to be competing, training and competing. For many years,
Mhm.
it was like a clearly number one, and it
Mhm.
was so important.
I'm sorry, training, like training your dogs or training other
Training my
people?
dogs, yes.
Huh?
Because for many years, I didn't do seminars or stuff. I was just like focusing on me and my dog.
Mhm.
And we did this for quite many years. We were a little bit everywhere, and we were in the national team, and we competed at the World Championship and European Open. And I had a
Now
Malinois.
you are talking about circus, right?
I'm talking about circus, and
Uh-huh.
she was quite good. But when she got she was in the end of her career, she got like sick, and during this time, I also took my judge education, so I became a judge, and I did just like small judging. And then after I
And
quit, yes,
in
sorry,
this time, put me on the line of the years. Like you had a circus, the World Championship and the EO success. It was around 2008, right?
yes, yes. So she
2010.
was born. She was born 2003, I think it was. And yes, so that was, 2008, 2010, and these years was our peak.
Mhm.
Then, yeah, she In 2013, she got sick and she died. And then after that, it was more judging and maybe a little bit in the end of her career also. So I would say, yeah, something like that. 2012, maybe I started to do more and more judging. So then it changed. And I think it's like quite natural because if you do things like a lot, for a period of time, I think it's natural to little bit change direction or like you see also different things. And maybe for me, it have been amazing that this sport have so many levels. So started with like as a competitor and then I little bit changed direction to judging. And yeah, also now the last year I've done also organizing events. So
We'll get there. We'll get there. There's so
yeah.
many questions in my head. And just like now when I'm talking, when you are talking about the circus and we are talking about it was a world championship 2008 when you got a second place. Am I right?
Yes.
How is this possible that you handle Malinois in 2008 in those kind of courses such a success? Tell me, please. We all remember how the courses looked back
Yeah.
then, and we
Yeah.
all know how long stride Malinois has. Like, how it was even possible to get such a success, like to do this kind of magic with the Malinois on those type of courses.
Wow, it's a long time. It almost feels like a different life, but the video is there on YouTube. So now and then I watch it because, it's amazing memories. And of course, the courses, it's something different. And yes, it was often a struggle, I think. And I remember I had so many discussions with national judges about course design when I was a competitor because they put obstacles very close. And with my Malinois, it was and at that time, it was even 65 centimeters jumping. So, yes, I think among some Norwegian judges, I was not so popular. I was the troublemaker, I think. But it was really, I wanted my dog to have like a fair chance, but it was not so easy. So 2008 was special. It was my first time competing at the World Championship. So I was just happy to be there. I mean,
Seriously, it
I
was
was,
your first time.
yes.
Wow,
And
that's
think,
amazing.
I think also I had the advantage. We did quite well in the jumping, but we were number 26 after the jumping.
There
I,
was not so
I
much pressure.
Not so much pressure.
Mhm.
I mean, we didn't even like consider winning a medal. It was like we were just. I remember at the course walk because I was in the last group. I was just happy to be there. All the superstars were in my group, so I was just wow, looking around, and I just being in this group.
Tell me, who was a superstars for you back then?
One of the biggest superstars was the Danish Sara Lorentzen. She won the World Championship a couple of years before. So, and Christina Kabay, Beitel Kabay, she was there. Susan Garrett was there.
And you were there as well.
I was there as well. And yeah, so I was just thrilled to be there. I just loved every second of it. And yes, we did the final run. If it's okay, I can tell you just short story. We did the
Tell me,
final
tell me.
run and we made the clean run and I was so happy. We left the stadium, me and my dog, just the two of us, and went to have some fun and like spending a little bit time together because I really love the relationship with my dog. So it's really these things after the runs is super important for me. So it was just me and her and we went for a walk and I don't know, we were away maybe.
Decompress.
Yes, we just celebrated together. And
There
then
are so many emotions going through to your body. And I
yes,
think that just like talk about it with somebody is not enough. Like really when you cuddle with your dog, when you walk with your dog just alone and this invisible bond what is between you, this is the way how those endorphins can flow. Like I
exactly.
absolutely feel you.
Yeah. And I guess we were away for 15, 20 minutes, went for the walk, and then I went back to the arena and I was still number one. Like, come on, I was still number 1. Oh, that was also like, really? Yes. And in the end, we came second, and it was one of those days. Sometimes it's just it's meant to be somehow, and I don't know. It just happened. It's just like so unexpected, and also, yeah, what to say? It's sometimes, all the stars are placed exactly like everything is. It was, yes, meant to be. It was our turn somehow. We were able to do good performance, and this day it was enough.
Sometimes the shit hit the fan and everything just falling apart one after
Yes.
another, and then are gifted with the days like this.
Because sometimes you can do super runs and then you are number 8.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can do super runs and you are number 2. You never know, because it's really so small differences between everyone, and, with the course design and everything. And of course, it was, I think also these other things, I think it's important because it was in Finland and I live in Norway. So we went there with my car. And I think also these things are super important. So my dog was in the car. She was very experienced with relaxing in the car. So everything was like perfect this way. Because at that time, normally the team went with a bus, and then you have to have like the dogs in the boxes in the bus with 20 other dogs and all this. So I think everything was really good for her because she could like totally relax. And then we were running. I think she could spend all her power for exactly her job, but at the time. So somehow everything was perfect, and also the stars, they were placed exactly.
Definitely the stars. Do
No,
you
so
still remember the courses?
yes, I remember. I think I remember especially the agility course, and maybe also because for 2 reasons. One is that because the run is like still on YouTube, so sometimes I see it, and the jumping
You will
run.
give me then the link, okay? So I can put
I will, I
the
will,
show
I will
notes.
find it.
I think that
Yeah.
we all deserve to feel the run what we are talking about.
Yes. And also it was these special tunnels because it was the Finnish judge who liked to put these tunnels like look like a snake. Those tunnels are not allowed anymore.
Shaped.
Shaped.
Amazing idea. Amazing.
And this was something special. Yes. So special course design, and yes. But of course, when it comes to special course design, it was the same at European Open in 2010. And I should remember the name, but sorry, I don't, but maybe I can find it. But the person, the Czech judge who, maybe he judged the final, the large final.
It was 2010 in Czech Republic.
Yes.
The one when there was a raining cats and dogs all the weekend.
Yes. But the final day, so they moved the final till the next day. So then the conditions were good. But the course was also very special.
I think it could be Antonín Grigar or Zdeněk Spolek, maybe,
No,
or
Grigar. I think
Tomáš Glab.
No,
Tomáš
Grigar.
Glabaznia, I think that he organized it.
Yes.
Okay.
I think it was Grigar. And he put and at that time, remember, this is 15 years ago. So we didn't do layering. No one knew what was layering. But it was layering with seesaw and dog walk in the middle and the tunnel under the dog walk, like that kind of situation. Like today is everyone can do it. But at that time, when he presented this course and we walked it, it was a lot of people like, how to solve it? Really? And yeah, I just remember it well. And luckily I had late start number because I needed time to find a good solution for this thing.
Right magic that time.
The magic. Luckily, it went well. But this course I remember well, actually. So yeah, sometimes you remember, and sometimes you just judges are able to throw things at you, and you just have to somehow find a good solution for it. So yes.
And I don't know, I can't say for everybody, but I think that especially we judges, we remember the courses and the sequences because we can then use them or to do everything to don't use them, like
Yes.
we can, at least in my case, I'm always learning when I'm observing or if I'm running or if I'm just checking something on the internet, I'm always learning how to do the thing or how don't do the.
Yes. Exactly. Exactly.
And there was once I remember Bern Hupe, he was like back then in my circle, like we're competing in Slovakia and Czech Republic on my beginnings in early 2000. And Bern Hupe was one of the international judge where even though he was from Vienna, it was like 100 kilometers from us, but
He
a
was
kind
from
of
abroad,
international.
from a
He
different
was from abroad, right?
Yes.
And we didn't understand each other. It counts as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And he used the same course twice in a different, maybe once it was in Slovakia, once it was in Czech Republic. And I remember that I was walking that course and I was just like saying to my friend that like, I already ran this course. And I was like, it's impossible. You can't remember that. And I was like, I
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah.
And it was like that because I was always maniac about the courses and the notebooks in a school, like all my notebooks, I was not using them from the front side, but from the back side, and I was drawing the courses there. And I was drawing their courses from the competition, from my own head, and whatever. And I found that course. Hard to say if I could find a video because back then it was like very special occasion when we were using those big cameras and then you have to put it
Yes.
to VHS,
Um,
so it was not so easy that you would just scroll your phone and find that, yeah, this is the video, this is the run. But yeah, like not everybody could really, or I think that nobody from the other people really remember, but I was absolutely sure, like I know
Yes.
exactly that.
But I think it's like that. And you can recognize if you see a course, you can recognize it and you can tell who was the designer. Or if someone puts like a sequence, you can see, oh, this sequence I saw, I remember it from another judge, put similar sequence. And yeah,
Mhm.
I think we are a little bit like that, that you can remember things like that.
Small obsession.
I think so. Yes.
And you were talking about the circus. That was your first agility dog?
No, she was my third. I started with like my family dog. It was a Labrador. I just felt that I wanted a faster dog. And then I kind of liked the Tervuren. So I went to this lady because she had puppies, Tervuren. And then she also had a Malinois. And I never seen this dog before, but it was just
Uh-huh.
amazing dog. And through her, I got my first Malinois. So that was maybe 97. And then I got Circus a few years later, 2003, I think.
So the Malinois back bites you enough to get the second one.
Yes. And I also have a third one. So that's Abra.
Impressive?
Abra is 12 now. So
Wow.
she's like a senior. But yeah, I don't know. I have a border collie also. For those who like Belgian shepherds, like Belgian shepherd people say, that I have gone to the dark side and got myself a border collie.
And
Yes.
how is it? How they cooperate together? How
Oh,
is
they
the
are
life
good.
with
They are
Belgian
good
and Border
to get.
Collie?
Yeah, they are good together. They are different. Border collies, they can be cool and they are a little bit strange. I have a daughter who sometimes watch my dogs and she liked the Malinois much more because
Mhm,
she is like easy, just straight. What you see is what you get. And then
mhm.
the border collie, they can be a little bit strange sometimes with herding and stuff. Yeah. So they are different, but they are good together. But I must say,
I'm ask
maybe sometimes life is easier without a Malinois. So it's for good and bad. I love them. They are super cool, but they can also be a lot.
I never had a Malinois myself, but as I used to live with Jessie, London in Finland, and
Yeah.
she had a Taisto. I love Taisto. But sometimes even to put a harness on him before we went for a walk was kind of adrenaline shock. Like that dog was so out of his mind, and like I was literally afraid to put it. And Jesse was like, "It's okay, don't worry, you know." But he was so crazy, and
Yeah.
it was just before we went for a walk, and I was already like energy drained.
Yes. Yes. That's a very cool dog. Very cool. A lot of energy. So like most of them. Yes.
And, I have a question for you. Like, I'm nowadays living in a van, and if you should choose three different breed, like homemates, imagine that you are living in a van, and now you are looking for three homemates. Uh, what kind of dogs it would be? Like, as well, they have to cooperate with you. They should cooperate together. They shouldn't destroy your van. And
Okay. Three different breeds. Okay, so I think for me it would be quite easy. I would take a border collie, and I would take a Shetland sheepdog, and then I would take a mixed breed, a border pup. I think they are super cool. So that would
I agree. I
that would
agree.
be my three breeds to go on like a trip like you are doing.
That would be fun. So we
Yes,
would have a mixed breed in a small category, I assume, no? We would have a Sheltie in medium, Border
yes.
Collie intermediate, large, and you can hit the road.
I would be occupied for the whole day.
Is there any obstacle would you specially love? What you would have in your van? Like the nowadays I have some obstacles inside of my van, but I'm crazy enough. Let's say that you could choose just one obstacle that you would carry. It's some obstacle would you would you have especially like would
Mm.
you like more than the others?
Okay, no, well, if I would bring it for a trip, I would probably go for like something small. I would not bring the dog walk.
1 meter tunnel.
So no, if I could have like, I would probably bring like a couple of jumps, because I can do a lot of different technique training with these jumps. So that would be fine, I think.
What about the collapsible tunnel? Do you miss it?
I almost forgot it existed actually.
Come on, like you, you are pretty long in a business.
Yes. No, I don't miss it. I don't miss it. No, no, it's I'm happy to see the sport is evolving in really a good direction, and yes, like I like the direction the sport have taken the last 10 years. It's still a lot of discussions about everything like distances and course design and stuff, but I think most people I think they appreciate a little bit more space between the obstacles and more focus on lines and dogs' welfare and these things. So, yes, I think we just leave the collapsible tunnel where it is, behind the garage or whatever. Yes.
I have to say that you are one of the most influenced judges for me, with your style and the courses, and as well like the kind of attitude when you judge.
Thank you.
Kind of good vibes only. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
Because as I can't say that I always want to be a judge. I was always in love with the lines and with the sport itself. Like the judging came later on, but as I was always studying the lines and I wanted more. I was okay with the courses as they were because I didn't know more, and now I'm talking a time when they were social media, not so like, yeah, now we are talking about 2010 when I started my judging training. And you know, I didn't even have a Facebook back then. It was not so easy to get influence from outside as it is nowadays. And as I remember, you were one of the judges who were even back then traveling outside, and so I could get influenced by you. Let me ask you, like you become to be a judge because you wanted to be a judge, or you wanted to kind of evolve the sport? You wanted that the sport will, you had some vision and you wanted that the sport, because yeah, what we will, yeah, I think that the trainers are very important. Competitors are the base of the agility, but the judges are those who are setting the trend where the sport itself will go.
Yeah, I agree. No, at that time, because this is now 25 years ago, and I think at that time I didn't have that kind of ambitions. I just thought, okay, maybe it's a cool thing to do. I didn't really think through it so much. It was just, okay, let's just do it. And of course, like I mentioned, for some years I didn't do so much judging, and at that time also the judge education was really poor. It was
There was no judge education.
close to zero. And maybe a little bit awareness about these things you are mentioning came a little bit later. And I think also my experience from like a bigger dog, long stride dog, a little bit shaped the way I looked at course design, I think. So, and also I think, I don't know if it was only in Norway, but in also other countries, but when we got agility to Norway, we got some obedience judges. They took like a weekend seminar or something, and then they became agility judges. So we have judges
I
for
see.
agility competitions. And at that time, 30 years ago, it was a little bit different time, different type of character amongst these judges, at least some of them, a little bit like judges were a little bit like above the rest of us, if you know what I mean. A little bit.
I know exactly what it was because me as a small girl, I was literally afraid of the judges. This
Yes.
how the judges were putting on a pedestal back then.
Okay, so you have the same experience as me. So this was also something I experienced, and this was something I really wanted it to be different, and I wanted to be different, and I wanted to. So this was like a clear plan that how I affected the competition. It was like big. I had big impact, and I wanted to use it to something positive. So this was for sure something I had back then, but also now I try to be aware of for sure. So, but now I think maybe, yeah, most judges are like that now. I just feel it's changed from the old days where, yeah, I've been screamed at in the ring. The judge screamed at me, and all those things happened back then. So yes, this
Screamed
happened
because of
also. Well, I remember one time because I eliminated, and then I wanted to redo the sequence, and I added a couple of obstacles before the actual sequence, and the judge meant I should just go directly to the sequence, not these two obstacles. And I'm sure everyone at the competition place, they heard it. Like, he was literally screaming. So, yes, it was maybe like an example, not a good example how to do it. So,
I
yes.
remember one experience in Spain in a competition. The judge came to the competitor while as well, like after elimination, and he came and he was like,
Yes.
back then, I was so afraid of some judges that I literally didn't like to go compete under them. And I remember it just came to my mind now. Like I remember that my trainer back then was saying like that. Imagine them to have a sex. 16 years old, I didn't even have a sex before, this will not work. And she was like, the trainer was like, okay, imagine them to make a shit.
I'm not
This
sure
was
if it was
kind
the
of
best
my mental.
advice. Yes. No, but luckily, this have changed. It's, I think, in all levels, it's yeah, changed a lot. So it had been a really cool process to being like watching the process and maybe partly being a part of the process. Yeah, I think it's going in a good direction, the sport.
When would you say that Jan Egil Eide was on the hype? Like when you felt like kind of superstar that you were almost every weekend somewhere judging or you were just all over the places?
As well, I never felt like a superstar, that I must have to say. And even when I was top, like as a competitor, I didn't even think like that. I was just enjoying myself. And with the different, like with you mentioned with the social media, it was totally different then. So it was maybe also like you couldn't count likes or that kind of attention. And like, just like a guy from Norway, so maybe I never really cared about that kind of things. So I don't know. I just always tried to do my best.
From the judging perspective, when was the time when you had so many judging appointments that it was just like week after week, or you were so clever already from the beginning and you were checking your energy and your like that you were scheduling your judging appointments more clever? Because like I get to the point when I was almost every weekend in a different continent and just my head went crazy.
Well, probably I did a lot. I think maybe something 2013, 14, those times until, yeah, now I do a little bit less, but maybe the 10 years period, 2012 to 2022, I judged the World Championship 2022. So I think everything was like a little bit journey towards this. That was really like a big goal for me to get the opportunity to judge the worlds. So yeah, at that time, and then it was quite busy and a lot of traveling, and yeah, I visited quite a lot of, I think, a fair amount of countries, and seen some airports and some hotels. You know how it is. Some better, some worse.
Right?
But I'm I don't know, maybe I'm getting older, but I've been recently thinking about these things quite a lot. And I must say I'm so like happy for all the opportunities I got. And with all this like traveling, all the course design and everything, but still the thing that's like stays with me is all the meetings with people, all the people I met. And I met so many amazing people, and they have inspired me, and they have, yeah, motivated me, I'm sure without knowing, just to be like a better person. Because it's, yes, okay, I've seen a lot of cool places and these things, but I met so many amazing people. And that's, I think that's really what I bring from all this experience. That is really the most important thing. It kind of developed me as a person, I am sure. So that's a gift for sure.
Sometimes even the small ride somebody gave you from the airport to the competition place, and
Yes,
the conversation there and some small thing can make a big difference. And
yes,
the competition is not about two organizers, it's so many people involved. One bring you from the airport to the hotel, another will take you from the hotel for the dinner, another will have a dinner with you, and so on and so on. And
yes,
I think that that's what you just mentioned. It was very important part of the journey for me as well. That of course is this kind of click is not everywhere, but when it was there, you could feel it just
exactly.
straightforward.
Yes. And people have invited me to their homes, cooked, and we had a meal. And maybe you go back a second time and you like build this kind of friendship, even if you meet them once and maybe 2 years later you meet them again. And even if it's this kind of relationship, you still feel that, okay, we are friends. We are not like friends who talk every week, but we are. And yeah, I think it's really cool. And one of the things that makes it extra special, to come back to some places a second time or a third time, that you build this relationship with people. Yes, it's, yeah, maybe I'm getting old thinking like this,
And more sensitive, but I absolutely feel you.
but I think
And
it's important to appreciate it. It's, yeah,
as well, like when it's all this craziness happening, I mean craziness of traveling and the airport this weekend, another airport another weekend, and competition judging, dinners, blah blah blah. Sometimes there is not even a time to realize it, time to really like appreciate like the sometimes we are searching for the happiness and we are so busy to even realize that we are living the happiness.
yes, exactly. Yes, exactly like that. And that's what I really felt when I was a competitor, because I just had fun and it was always on my way somewhere. And then, yes, you didn't really, maybe not so much time to actually sit down and like feel what's going on all the time.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely. Absolutely agree with you. Can I ask you, like, I am more and more interested about how our brain and in general, like how this small nutshell working inside of our head and behave when we behave, why we behave, and so on. How was for you to compete? How was for you like this competition arousal? And especially I can imagine when you compete with the Malinois that there is coming so much energy from the dog itself, right? Like sometimes you have a dog what you have to motivate. Then you have a dogs who are over motivated. How were you as a competitor? You were over motivated or under motivated? What was going on in your head, in your heart? Have you been shaking or you were missing the eagerness?
I think I was a little bit benefited from the fact that I'm just like what I consider myself just like a normal person from the countryside in Norway. So I think I'm quite like calm, as my character
Mhm,
is like quite calm. So I think
mhm,
this is what I brought into it. I didn't like over analyze too much, quite like simple way of thinking. I was focused, always very focused for these seconds. I was focused on the things I was supposed to do, and just trying to somehow keep calm. And I think I never like did any like teaching with psychology or these kind of things regarding the competing part. So for me, it kind of came natural. I think I was able to maybe keep somehow focused and sort of calm. And I realized very early that if you're running with the Malinois will take care of the energy. I don't have to, be the one. So if she is the energetic one, I can be the calm one. And that kind
mhm.
of came naturally, I think. So, and somehow, yeah, this helped me also, I think, to be able to perform also when it was like important events somehow. So
Mhm.
I don't know, but maybe it could be like something like that, that to be in these situations, being a calm person, it was okay.
I like the point what you said that like you are calm person. So of course, like our personality is it's we are bringing it to the field, right? But
Yes.
I would like to know how was Jan Egil, let's imagine in a world championship, and we have like there are those, not rooms, koyas, or I don't know what's the word, like four before the one who is going to the run, and like you are just like going closer and closer, and you can see another people compete, like how you were in those moments when like you are still the calm and like, yeah, everything is okay, we are going to have a fun, or like how you were.
Yes. Well, I remember at the World Championship in 2008 that it was a little bit overwhelming, like when I waiting for my turn for the last run, because this is like special situation
Mhm.
and you kind of feel small down on the carpet. And when someone before you is like doing a clean run, it's like really noisy. It's a lot of cheering and applause and everything. So this I remember that the person
Oh
before
yeah.
me, he made a clean run and it was really a lot of noise. So this I remember that I had to keep it together. Yeah. But I don't know. I think I was able to keep it kind of calm. So yeah. No, I was just thinking, I remember what I was thinking. I was thinking that, my God, this is crazy, but okay, I don't care. I will just do my best with my dog. I don't care.
Hey guys, just a quick note. Right at this point in our conversation, the connection between Fuerteventura and Norway decided to take a little break. We lost our signal for a moment, but we got right back to it. So we can jump back smoothly into the rest of the talk with Jan.
In the deep Norwegian forests, sometimes these things can happen.
Well, I am in the middle of the ocean
True.
on a desert island, so hard to say which connection can fail sooner. We have even days here without the internet. Not many of them, but as well we have nights here without electricity, and then it's funny to see the small village, like completely pitch black. And in that time, you are very happy that you live in your van because you have all the electricity you need.
Exactly, exactly. It's charming. It's an experience, without internet. And even if you wouldn't, think so, maybe sometimes we even survive without internet a couple of days.
We
Maybe.
do, actually.
Actually, we do. True. Yes.
And as you were saying that maybe you are getting older as well, I'm getting older and I'm realizing that I am enjoying those moments without internet more and more.
True. Different times, it's changing.
Yeah, it's so interesting. And especially when you see those VHS videos, I'm sure that you have some VHS still from the
I have
competitions
them.
back then.
I every year used to buy them because they made them from the World Championship. So I bought them. So I have them still, from 2000s, early 2000s. I have nothing to play them on. Okay, one day, and then I can look back at the good old days, 25 years. Yes.
But you had them.
I have them. I will not throw them away. You never know. One
Me
day.
neither.
One day. Maybe Amazon, they have for VHS and maybe for DVD. Let's see. Let's see, one of us. Which one is faster to get it?
In a YouTube, you can find World Championship recording. It's on the Japan Agility account. And there are many World Championships from the past.
Yeah.
Like almost whole of them covered.
Yeah, I know. It's fun to watch. It's a different time, but it's some kind of proof that things used to be different. And also we can see how far we have come.
And I think that I saw those videos again and again and again, especially when I'm sick. That's a nice activity for me. And yeah, of course, that you are interested about the courses, right? But as well, the handling. When I saw some championship from 2012 and kind of handling what the people did there, or not the people, one person, or in one country, or for example, like the French, okay, they were using something, what we heard about it like 3 years later, then it's just like, wow, like, where did you get it from?
That's true. And actually, I think that the training the day before the World Championship, the official training, it used to be very interesting because at that time we didn't have the social media. So, we saw the other countries like at the World Championship, and then we maybe didn't see them so much until the next year. So was it new things? Was it like something special? So then we could watch the training, and then we could see like if there was like something new in the sport and stuff. And these things don't happen anymore because now it's social media, so it's there all the time. So, but yeah, interesting.
Now it's so easy, right? Like you can just be inside of the competition in Japan like this.
Yes, exactly.
And to see the surface, see the styles, see the judges, see the wow.
And I think
it's crazy.
especially good for those countries who are like far away, Australia and New Zealand or Mexico or whatever. Like it makes the world a little bit smaller. You have like an opportunity to follow the trends and be a part of the sport closer. So in that way, it's I think super useful.
Definitely.
They don't have to wait for the next World Championship to see.
And as well, when I was judging, I always found it like a privilege when I was in a different countries because of the different handling styles. And for me to be a judge is like to go to the cinema and sit in the best row, in the first row, and to observe it. And I remember that in France, for example, like the attitude of the handlers, and in every country it was something different. What impressed me, yeah. In the German, it was this kind of like, I will kill the course, whatever will happen, I don't care. Then you get to the France, and they're just like the. Would you say like which countries for you were kind of eye-opening, or did you experience there some aha moment, technique-wise or organization-wise? Like for example, in France, 12 o'clock, they have a lunch break for everybody.
Yes, they have it. And even sometimes they serve alcohol during this lunch. It's like in Norway, we have very strict rules with alcohol.
Okay. Tell me
Yes.
about that.
Oh, well, I think we have the special stores for liquor and stuff, and you cannot buy after a certain time in the evening. You cannot buy alcohol anywhere, not at the gas
It's like
stations.
Finland, right? Like alco
Yeah,
shops.
probably. And at like events, like sport events, is not allowed to sell alcohol. So I think it's just a different way. Yeah, we have like really strict rules for alcohol, I think, compared to some countries. And when they have this like Dania Cup and stuff in Denmark in the summer, it's always in the afternoon. They sell beer, really nice social thing. And in Norway, you have to like really apply, and maybe it's not sure they will accept anyway. It's just rules. We like rules.
You, as an organizer, you have to apply if you can serve the beer. Do I
Yes.
understand you correctly?
Yes.
I see.
And that goes with agility, but it also goes with any other kind of sport or activity. If you want to sell alcohol, you have to apply. There are rules.
What about the competitors itself? Like there are some competitors who are taking one shot or two for courage before the run.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm in the middle judging, so I don't see it.
Of course.
So maybe when they see who is judging, they take two small shots for courage.
Or some nice coffee mug, no? Like full of surprises.
Exactly. Exactly. Maybe we don't know.
We don't know what country surprised you in a some way.
I don't know actually. I never really thought about it. But maybe the country that kind of impressed me, of course, with the level and with organizing is probably like Germany, because they have really a lot of strong competitors, but they are also really good with organizing, and also have this culture that, as a judge, I like very much, and that is to be ready by the start. You know, when one dog finished the run, the next one is already there. And as a judge, I really appreciate this. It gives me like a nice rhythm in my judging, instead of spending time just for waiting. Where is the
Yep,
next person? In some
I
countries, the next
absolutely
person is
agree.
in the car getting the dog.
I was once judging in Guatemala, and we didn't have as many competitors there, right? So it means that like the competition itself give you a space, there is no rush. But I was waiting inside of the ring for the next competitor, and nobody was there. Nobody was there. And then the lady still sitting just stand up, and she was like, "It's me." And she had to go to the car to pick up the dog.
Exactly. No, I think most judges have had this kind of experiences, and yeah, it's seldom the best way, I think. Yeah, to be a little bit prepared, I would recommend it.
Yeah, it's nice when you, as a judge, you have somebody to judge.
It's very nice, and it can be sometimes, hard to judge, to keep your focus, and it's many hours and these things. So I think most judges, they really appreciate that the next dog is ready. So we try to be effective, and I think for the judge, if you have to be on and off the whole time, it's like exhausting in itself. So to keep like on your toes all the time, that you have always someone to judge, yeah, I prefer it for sure.
I think that for the competitors, it's pretty difficult to realize it, how it is really, because for you as a competitor, when you compete with the one dog, we are talking about 3 runs per day, right? But when you are as a judge there, standing from 8 till 5, for example, and you have a time for yourself during the course walk. So you have those amazing 7 minutes when you can do your stuff, eat, drink, whatever you need. And then you just like the concentration level with the day is going down. We are not machines. It's natural. So I think that it's very important part of the cooperation between the competitors and the judges, because, for example, in my case, when I have to wait for other dog, even the half a minute, my thoughts fly away. I'm not there. I'm just somewhere in the other universe. Or
Yes, I think for me exactly the same. So yes, I think you are right, that for some competitors, they don't even think about it. But I think it's important to know for the competitors, you don't have to wait outside the ring. If you are the next one, please wait by the first obstacle. You are allowed to. It's totally fine. So, yes.
I would say this, well, this is the thing that I realized just when I started to judge, that maybe we are not talking about that maybe many competitors were never thinking about it. Let's talk about the way how the judging concentration and judging job can be more effective. I think that it would be amazing episode. So maybe someday in the future.
We can make a special. And this is also connected to the other part I'm doing quite a lot, is organizing events. And there I think it's super important because if you can be efficient and effective, they will be shorter. In the end of the day, maybe you can be
Yeah.
1 hour earlier done. And for like organizers who are there, maybe 10, 12 hours, it really makes a difference. For competitors, maybe some of them are there only like 4 or 5 hours. It doesn't matter. But for the judge and for the organizers, it really matters. Yeah, a little bit awareness. Oh, yeah, next time we'll make a special about this.
Amazing idea. I love it. But for now, please tell me, was there some well, I'm sure that there were more situations like that you were judging inside of the ring and something happened and like it makes you laugh, but you know that you shouldn't.
Well, I don't know. Maybe what comes to mind is when something happens to me, when I fall over a tunnel because it has happened a couple of times. So maybe that's what I like the most, and I see it happens now and then to my colleagues also. So I love it when they share because this is also a part of the judging life, and maybe it's happened more often if we actually don't have a dog to judge, then our thoughts, they fly away and we are unfocused and then we fall over.
But for example, I have one run with you. It was, I don't know, 2013, 14. It was in Kladno, Czech Republic. And I will remember it forever. My Elliot, you were judging and he did a mistake in a slalom. I was trying to make him to finish the slalom, but it took a lot of effort and he was going again and again and again. You stayed there and with your kind of modest smile, like everything is okay, just try it another 300 times. I'm here for you.
I'm happy to hear I was smiling. So I wasn't thinking like, oh my God. But these things is also funny because this I've experienced a lot of times that like now we talk and you tell me that you ran my course back then 10 years ago or something. And I'm thinking, wow, Vendula, she ran my course. And this happens very like a lot of times. And it's kind of like a cool thing that they remember me and they remember that they ran my courses. And I think it's a cool thing. You know what I mean? It's
When I lived in Prague and you were judging in the Czech Republic, I put the date to the calendar and I was half a year that was the shining there. Like,
that's
come on, of
amazing.
course, like
Yeah,
I
that's
wanted to
amazing.
experience the flow agility. If you have this opportunity once in a year, like you are waiting for that.
Wow.
Even though your dog didn't finish slalom yet, doesn't care.
Awesome. Oh, that's wonderful. Yes. No, that's really cool because I think from like my point of view, I never like think I don't have that kind of mindset, it's like that's from like competitors' side. And I think the best thing as a judge is to really feel that competitors are appreciating the work you are doing. So even like all these years after, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. I appreciate it back then as well. There were 3 beautiful eliminations what I get from you. Thank you so much.
Yes, it happens. It's a part of the game.
I am in agility around like 25, 26 years, I'm not taking it as much serious and trying to find the good things about every run. There can be always something cool, or at least like I'm able to laugh about myself. But of course, like on the beginning, I was beating myself so badly.
Yeah, that's experience, I think, right there. Because when you start or when you do agility, you have to know that the limits are, it's like so, if you are a little bit late, a little bit early, a little bit wrong, something can go wrong. And I think for most competitors, it's more wrong than right. There are more eliminations or faults than clean runs, I think, for almost everyone. So it's a part of the game. So to handle this, take the good things, appreciate the good things, and then learn from the things we were not able to do. Important, I think. Because if you want to break down every time something goes wrong, then maybe agility is not a sport for us.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I don't know what's your experience, but very early back then when I was starting my judgings and I had some comments, some haters on the social media, there were some afternoons of the competition when I get like tired, completely exhausted, and I had to cry. Well, I didn't had to, but like I was so sensitive back then.
I quite early decided that that's not the kind of communication I would like to have, and this is something I will not really be a part of. I think I can't really remember that there have been like a lot of troubles with this, but I think. Well, I just avoid it. Maybe if I would read it, it would be like, okay, I read it, but I never participate and I just ignore it because it is what it is. It's a part of it also. Yes, I educate judges in Norway, and this is also something we have talked about. And my advice is always to just ignore it. There might be like 100 person that is super happy with your work this day, and maybe one person is not, and this person is like writing with big letters on Facebook, but it doesn't mean that she have like the correct opinion or that this is what everyone is feeling. But I think normally this is not so bad. I think, especially in Norway, I think this don't really happen much. So in general, people
It
are
can
behaving.
differ like country from country. You are
Yeah,
right.
yeah. But it's a part of it. And of course, if you choose to judge, you also like put yourself out there, and
Yeah.
things can happen, and it's really hard to be totally perfect. So things can happen, and you just have to be aware of it. And one judge told me once this story because he said that after the competition, there was a competitor approaching him and said that you made a mistake at a contact today. And then the judge replied that, okay, today I have judged 300 dogs, 3 contacts in each. So 900 contacts I have judged today. Of course, I made mistake. And I think that's a really good way to look at it that, yes, of course, how can you be perfect with 900 contacts during a day? It's not possible. So it happens. Everyone make mistakes. Yes, you just have to do your best, learn from, your experiences, and then maybe next time you can be a little bit better. But I think no one expects you to be perfect. So yes,
No one expects you to be perfect in general, but when it's their run, it's always a little bit spicier.
exactly. Yeah, that's how it is. That's how it
Yeah.
is. And luckily, at the bigger events now, it's the VAR, so it's like easier to do the right call in all situations, and that's a good thing. But in all the small competitions, probably there are no VAR, so you just have to handle the situation like it is. But it's the same, for example, in football, it can be the same thing there that the judge can make a mistake. It's just show that we are human, we are trying our best, but sometimes things can happen.
It's ever happened to you that you get to the competition and nobody speak your language? Or there was no way to communicate?
Normally, I would say there are some countries where maybe language skills are not the strongest, but normally they have one person or two and speak English. So this person can take care of me. But I have some experiences. Yes, maybe like countryside competitions in maybe Spain or Italy
Okay.
or France. And I feel that language can be a struggle. Yes, I speak English and I speak Norwegian, and then in these countries, it's not so many who can communicate. So these have happened, and also there have been like dinners in the evening where I feel that language is really a barrier. That's an
Yeah, like
experience also.
sometimes I felt
And then I feel okay. I have to improve my language skills. But when I get home, it's forgotten. So it's
I
still only English.
once I spent 4 or 5 weeks in Japan, and I was doing traveling and some seminars, competitions there, and I even started to learn Japanese. And I was so like, I have to come home to the Europe and I have to start with the Japanese. But yeah,
I know.
once I get home.
I know. Don't leave Japan and then you will be perfect.
Tell me, when you are judging and somebody get elimination, what's in your head? You are watching and thinking what you will have for a dinner, how you stay focused or non-focused. Are you using this time to release the tension?
Yes, I guess somehow. I think for like big events, I remember when I judged the World Championship, I really had this like mantra. I was talking with myself like be focused. That was my mantra. Be focused. So there I was all the time really being focused. And maybe for
Amazing.
it's different for like smaller competitions then okay, so elimination, then it's like a little bit like time off somehow. It's like I can just release and rest my head until we start the next dogs, I guess. And sometimes I think what to have for dinner, like you mentioned. It happened. Yeah. And I think also experience helped me since I've done this so many years that maybe I don't have to focus like crazy all the time. Uh, yeah, because of the experience, maybe.
Definitely. What about the music? Do you listen to music when you
I don't.
judge?
I don't. Normally not, no. Yes, I tried it, but I think it's not for me. I like to hear and to like also I can hear if there is like something going on, like surrounding the ring or in the ring or yeah. So far it have not been for me.
And give me some advice how you manage your energy. Like, of course, the energy level probably, especially after lunch, can go down. Like, do you do something what boosts you? Are you drinking Red Bulls or like maybe some warm up?
No,
The mantra was amazing. What you were mentioning.
no, I have nothing special like that. I try to like eat and drink, especially if I know it will be like a long day. So I like all the time try to make sure. But otherwise, no, nothing special. But of course, when I'm not judging, I'm trying to keep myself in decent shape. So I know.
How?
Well, I like to run, so I'm running.
Remember when I had to judge one course instead of you in Lule? I don't know if you remember, because you went for your morning run and then I found you with a ice bag on your ankle.
I remember. I remember. I broke my
And
foot.
I had the privilege to judge your course. I think that they were all eliminations.
Don't sound like my course, but maybe it was.
It was.
Yes, yes, that's true. It was, I think, Sweden. I don't think it's because of my running. I think it was in Sweden. Sweden is bad luck.
I see.
Yes,
I didn't know.
they are. Sweden is like Norway's big brother, so we like to little bit. It's we are friends and a little bit enemies at the same time. Maybe it's the same. I don't know with Slovakia and Czech Republic. Is it like
Exactly. I
yeah,
wanted to mention that.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a big brother, small brother complex. Yeah.
Yes, so we have the same. No, so I live like in the countryside here with forest all around, so I love to have a run in the forest with my dogs. So I try to do that, and I think it's good for me to have like some kind of decent condition when I'm also judging for a whole day. I think I like to think that.
And we are not getting younger, right? So, like, we need to keep our muscles in a shape that they will work as long as it's possible.
Hopefully, yes, trying our best.
Thank you for your time, for your energy, for making me and many people who will listen to that laugh, as always.
Thank you.
I
Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it.
I'm happy that you are part of this crazy agility world, because how much you pushed to the course designing and many other levels. We didn't get to the organizing of Norwegian Open, but like I'm sure that like the opens, many opens, what we have now around the world are based on your example. So thank you for that as well, to bring the highest level agility
Trying my best.
even further, even further. Thank you so much. And is there one thing what you would like to say at the end?
I think it's always good to remind you about like have fun with your dog and do your best. Be nice to your dog and just have the as much fun as you possibly can and enjoy the moment because it will not last forever.
It's something like you said once in a course design course, what I took from you back then, and you said that the course should be fun to run, fun to judge, and fun to watch, right?
I'm happy that you remember this. Yes, I think it's super important.
It's my mantra. This is my mantra.
Perfect. Well, that's good. Okay, thank you,
Thank you so much.
Vendula.